So the state of Alabama is passing a bill pertaining to men 50 years of age, or you've had three biological children, you're required to have a vasectomy. And according to this vasectomy bill, that the men is required to pay for their own medical expenses, regardless if you have health care or not. And a Democratic candidate, well, presidential candidate, I want to say Ted Cruz, who was representing a Texas district, he was saying, "Oh, yikes! This is something that the government can give you everything but take it away from you, and this is a form of depopulation." People want to say, or people say it's a real how can you just monitor people's reproductive rights? And this is all in response to Republican, well, I almost say Republican, I'm sorry, Democrat Senate representative for District 58, which is Rhonda Hollis. And Rhonda Hollis, she ended up saying that, hey, well, this is a response to the anti-abortion law for its women, because in the state of Alabama, women are not allowed to have an abortion unless they're in particularly danger, like to deliver this baby, they're going to save their life. That's the only way. But physicians are not required legally to go in here and provide abortions for women. And this may be, I guess, maybe it's a counter effect if a man decide to not take care of his children or whatever, he having 3 or 4 or 5 kids, and it's increasing a lot of stress on the woman, because the woman, even though she's raped or anything, she can't have an abortion, and so she's forced to take care of this child. And sometimes if men are not taking care of their business, the woman is left alone, and yeah, she can put on child support or anything, but he has nothing to go for, nothing to show for, no type of income, and this is pretty much worthless. So now she has these kids in an unwelcoming home, and it creates a lot of necessary stress. So it's a way that kind of motivated them to actually balance this out. And I'm really thinking about this, because I'm like, man, this I really disagree with this, because I always believe in the Bible, be fruitful and multiply, and God gave us dominion on this earth, man, and you should have as many children as you want with your spouse. And I feel like when you're in 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or even 90s, man, you as a male, you still have an ability to mate, and still your sperm works and create a baby, and it will fertilize the egg. And it just all depends if the woman's not going through menopause or ovaries are still healthy. But for the most part, man, I think this is a little bit going really too far. But they find a way to accomplish this, and it was a very brave response with former presidential candidate Ted Cruz on this, from Texas, man, on this statement. Because I'm looking like, I wonder how the people in the state of Alabama feel about this, man. Because I mean, if you want to have 6, 7 kids, 8 kids. Our great grandparents used to do that back in the day, and they know the importance of their fruits and carrying their seed into their woman, and just having as many children as possible to actually help take over and leaving their mark on this earth. I mean, you got many people in the biblical days had many children and all these type of things. So I mean, that's what's the blessing of a good family structure. So I don't know if this is going to really help or improve the family structure, but you limiting amount of people that can be born in this type of state. But if you're like, hey, 50 years old and I got like 6 children, and you're going to require me to get a vasectomy, and if I don't get it, then I'm going to face type of repercussions. I'm going ahead and move out the state of Alabama. But we don't know if this is going to be inspiration to other states here. And this is more like, I'm like, is this China in a way? Because they're not allowed to have certain kids like that, or even the genders. And why do we have certain politicians becoming into an authority, or this city council hall meetings, and they sit up here and having this all authority to make these type of decisions here? This is why I feel like it's extremely important to go ahead and to have your city council meetings, know where they're taking place at, because if you don't, man, they can pass this type of stuff, man, and your taxpayers and all this stuff, you've been paying from the state, sales tax and all this stuff, it goes towards these type of funds here, man. But at the end of the day, man, I don't think really it's a huge benefit into the corporation or to the state itself. And people still gonna find a way to refuse to the vasectomy. Then what you gonna do? Are you gonna conservate them and all these type of things? And then this is another way, avenue for individuals to go in here and the police department to make money off of them. The people who invest in these privatized prison complexes, are they going to be benefiting off of this? Are they going to be on trial? Like, is this a huge money thing that goes on? So at the end of the day, man, I just think about all this stuff outside the box here. But this is really not a good move from the senators here. But hey, in the state of Alabama, that's what they really want to do. I mean, they really monitor and these people type all these rights, and you have to I really feel like they need to really kind of fight this, man, in a way. Take this up to the Supreme Court to reverse this decision here. This is really not a good thing. I mean, I just think that you controlling the how many people, how many kids that somebody can make, and at a certain age, that gotta required to get these type of medical procedures, regardless if they're mating or not. I mean, when I'm turning 50, I have to get a vasectomy. Well, I don't want to receive a vasectomy. Like, why do I have to do this? Even if you can't even afford it, man, but they forcing you to do this. Are you going to create certain programs for individuals that can't afford a vasectomy? Even though they want to abide by the law, but now that's gonna go on their record because you decide to go against this bill, and you don't want to get this vasectomy. You're of age now, so here you going to prison. What's it's just it's a really a depressing state here, and so I don't know if they're really thinking this things through. Maybe there's a formal introduction here. They pretty much gonna go, maybe they may go real in detail of how they're gonna really display this and how you can effectively use the bill, and maybe get some type of programs to help or get vasectomy medical expenses. But that's my biggest thing there. What about the mass amount of people that refuse to do this, even if they can't afford it? Like, they don't want to do this. They don't want to just do this because they have to, and y'all said so. Like, it's really, that should be a choice, not nothing that's really forced upon. So this is something that's eye opening. You guys can do your further research on this though. I just want to put my into in, but you guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. What you guys think about this more Alabama bill? I think it's ridiculous, to be honest with you, man. And if I was in the state of Alabama, man, I would really be going to that council meeting and the city council and just talking about it, or go to the the state, what is that, Birmingham, whatever. So, or Montgomery, and just talk to them and like, bro, we gotta have another incentive or agenda here, because this is really a huge attack on our reproductive rights. That's just my personal opinion. So, thank you guys. Support. I'm out. Deuces.